Hello everyone. In this lesson we are going to do some multiplication and solving some problems together. First of all, as you can see, I've already written the problems that we're going to be solving today. So I would like you to pause the video and try and solve these on your own. I'm not going to explain the problems right now. We will explain them later. For this, for anyone who doesn't remember how we did this in class, we say 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is what times what. I want to turn this addition of many numbers into a multiplication and then find its result. So I want you to pause the video, try and do it on your own, and come back once you're done, or if you find it too difficult and want to see how it's solved. Okay, so pausing the video in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now you're back, which means we are done solving them. So let's start solving them together. So here we have 6 and 6 and 6 and 6. How many 6s is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 6s. Now, when we started doing multiplication, what we said is that multiplication is a shorter way of writing additions if we are adding the same number again and again and again. Here we're adding 4 6s, which is basically like saying 4 times 6. To do this multiplication, remember, this multiplication has a 4, and it's much easier than remembering the timetable of 6. So I can use the trick of 4, which is saying 6 and 6 makes 12, and 12 and 12 makes 24. Also, if you have the timetable of 4 that we made at school, if you have it at home, you can just look up 4 times 6 and see how much it is. If you have it next to you or wherever you're doing your homework, you can just look it up. Next we have 5 and 5 and 5. Let's start counting these because there's a lot of them. So 1 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s. So that's 7 times 5. For 7 times 5, we can say the song of 5. And the seventh number we would say would be 35. Next we have 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3s. So that's 8 times 3. We would say the song of 3, and the eighth number that we would say would be 24. Next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 4s. So 10 times 4. Now here, you could use the trick of 4, or there's a 10 here. We can use the trick of 10, which is much easier, which is let's just write 4 and put a 0 at the end, which makes it 40. 10 times 4 is 40. Let's go to the next one. We have 8, and 8, 2 8s, 3, 4, 5, 6 8s. So 6 times 8. This is one of those 9 multiplications that you should know by heart, because there's no trick for finding 6 times 8. You can, if you don't remember it, you can say 8 and 8, which makes 16, and 8, which makes 24, and 8, which makes 32. But as you can see, this might take you a really long time, so it's much easier to remember that 6 times 8 makes 48. Let's move on to the problems. Problem 1 says, James has 4 bags that each have 7 apples in each of them. Sorry, that's a mistake in writing it. James has 4 bags that have 7 apples in each of them. Charles has 3 bags that have 3 apples each in them. How many apples do they have altogether? Sometimes, when I find a problem difficult, what I want to do is draw it. I want to try and see the problem. So let's make the bags that they're talking about. One bag is going to be one of James's bags. And we said that James has 7 apples in each bag. So 1 apple, 2, 3, 4. These are really small apples. 5, 6, and 7. Okay? And we said that he has how many? 4 of these bags. Okay? So let's copy this. 2 bags, 3, 4. These are James's bags. Now with green, because Charles likes green apples more, I'm going to make Charles's bags. Charles has 3 apples in each bag. So 1, 2, and 3. Here and here. So these are all the bags with all the apples. Now, how are we going to solve this? You might be finding it a little difficult right now. What we need to realize is that basically, James's apples are 4 sets of 7, which is basically like saying 4 sevens. So to turn this into a multiplication, let's take red again. I would do 4 times 7. And for Charles's apples, I would say they are 3 sets of 3s. So it would be 3. His apples are 3 times 3. That's how many apples he has. The result of this multiplication is how much? How much is 4 times 7? Well, I'd say 7 and 7 makes 14. 14 and 14 makes 28. So here we have 28 apples. And here, 3 times 3 makes 9. And I want to know how many apples they have together. The word together should show me that I need to add these two numbers together. I need to do 28 plus 9. 28 plus 9 is 37. So my answer should be that they have 37 apples. That's my answer. Let's move on to the next problem. Make some room as well. Now this problem says, John, Mary, and Bob have 10 toys each. They gave 12 of their toys to their cousin. I'm going to move this a little further down so that we have some room to draw. They gave 12 of their toys to their cousin. How many toys do they have altogether now? Okay, well, again, let's draw this problem. Okay, so here's John. And we're going to copy John. This is going to be Mary. And this is going to be Bob. Now each of them has 10 toys. Can't really draw the toys, so I'm going to make sticks instead of toys. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the same. Let's do the same. 10 more for Mary, and 10 more for Bob. And the problem tells me they gave away 12 of these toys to one of their cousins. Now I don't know who gave more or who gave less. It doesn't tell me. It just tells me that altogether they gave 12 of their toys to their cousin. And it asks me, how many toys do they have left altogether now? Basically, I need to find how many toys they had altogether to begin with, and then since they gave away those 12 toys, I need to subtract 12 from the number of toys they initially had. How many toys did they initially have? Well, each of them had 10, and there's 3 of them, so that's 3 tens. So 3 times 10, which makes 30. And then they went and gave away 12 of those toys. So I would need to do 30, take away 12. We should remember how to do the subtraction. I say 0 can take away 2. I can't do it, so I borrow. 10 take away 2 makes 8. And then I return what I borrowed to the 1, which makes it 2. And I say 3 take away 2 makes 1. So they're left with 18 toys. And my answer should be they have 18 toys left. That's all for today. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.